guys, it's RLC321 back again with another work in progress update for the perfect grade Daban Unicorn Gundam. Now, because I'm doing this in sections, as I said, I'm not going to be doing a full-on build that you can see everything. It's just bits and pieces that you'll be seeing because there's far too much to do. I just thought I'd give you guys a little update of what I've done so far. This is part of the feet. As you can see, it's a really nice finish on here. I'm really loving this. It's just needing a coat of gloss varnish over the top of it to protect it, which I'm going to be doing later, because I prefer to do all the gloss varnishing all at once. And obviously it's all in sections. Here's the other part of the ankle there, and there's this part here. I'll just show you this. I've temporarily put this part together. It's very loose, so it's easy to come off because it's supposed to fit onto, if I can get it out, this part here. So it'll be sort of like in there kind of thing, you know. But obviously I haven't painted this yet, which is what I wanted to show you guys. Let me put that back in. There we go. Now, I'm going to be doing some pre-shading. I thought, because the other video I didn't show you how to do the pre-shading because I went ahead of myself, I'll show you how to do it here now in this episode. Episode? Is that the right word? I don't know. Also, this is a part of the feet, and the feet, I have bought this paint. I wanted it because they are blue. I have bought this metallic blue from Tamiya, so I'm going to be using that, which is going to make things nice and shiny for it. But I'm also going to be pre-shading the feet, and there is a reason why. Because if you put the metallic on fairly lightly in light coats, you should be able to see a nice transition and should be able to see the pre-shade, hopefully. I don't know if it's going to work yet, so we're testing it out as I go along here as well. And at the same time, because I'm doing a two-tone colour scheme, I have also got hidden away somewhere. Where's it gone? I think I've lost it. That's never a good thing. Ah, there it is. I've got this Arctic blue, which is a different colour metallic model air paint. And so one of the sections of the feet, it's going to be the heel of the blue, is going to have this colour. So it's going to be a two-tone effect on the metallic blue as well for the feet. So that's what I'm going to use for that. Obviously the white we already know about is going to be the tan and the Tamiya white, which we already know. But yeah, really need to tidy up my workstation. So anyway, let's get cracking on how to do this pre-shading. Now, as I've already mentioned before in the past, I mix up some black paint. You can either use black surface primer and thin it down, or just thin it down with a normal matte paint, and I've put it in this dropper bottle for ease of use. But this is what I use for my oh, what's it called? What am I doing? Oh yes, pre-shading. I can never. My mind sometimes just goes doolally. Now, what I'm going to be using for this one is I'm going to be using my Vader airbrush 2mm needle. Put that back on. I've got my compressor set to 10 psi, which should be all I need. And you don't need a lot of this. I mean, I use black. You can use any color, any accent colour you want to pre-shade. I just prefer black because I like the stark contrast. I'm just weird like that. Now, because this black is already pre-thinned, because I've set it up already for that, I don't need to thin it down. But I just thought I'd show you how I pre-shade my kit. So let's see if we can zoom in a bit closer here. That's pretty much as I can get you in. I just hope I can keep it all in shot as well. So it's very simple. You want to do all the edges as much as you can. When you've got like little indentations, because I don't know if you can see, where are we, this way around? Is it going to focus? Probably not, so let's get this. There you go, you can see like you got a little indentation there. You'll spray a little bit of black in there, and also on these lines here. So I'll show you how to do it anyway, and just make sure the paint's coming out. And you're literally, whoops, no, not even in shot. Look, I knew that was going to happen. And we're just a little bit there, going along the edges. I'm not pulling back very hard on the trigger, and it doesn't matter if you make a mess. We're not looking for neat and tidy lines here. We are looking for just doing the edges. And that's it. That's done. But it's not fully done, because you need to do the edges as well. Never forget to do these edges, because again, you don't know when it's going to be seen or whether it's going to be seen, so you always do the edges as well. And I know that part's not going to be seen too much because we're going to have the other bit. But there you go. That's how I pre-shade. Now, what I like to do, I just like to go inside. I don't want it full on black. I just want a light dusting of the black just inside here, just like that. And there you go. You don't need, don't need a lot. It's just enough to get some colour in there. And let's see, let's do one of these blue ones as well. You want to follow any panel lines that's there. If you can. So I do apologise if some of this isn't in shot. It's quite difficult to see it, I realise. It's also quite difficult trying to do this so you can see it in shot. And again, don't forget the edges. And you can do your pre-shading as dark or as light as you want to. It's entirely up to you. It's your kit, you do what you want with it. There we go. So I'm going to be doing the rest of these, and I'll speed the rest up until I'm finished, and then we'll lay on some of the colour. Right, so we're going to be using the metallic blue next. Put this back on. Right, so metallic blue. I'm going to go with Tamiya's version first. Now, all the sediment is still down here, so I need to give it a really good shake. See, there's still a little bit left there at the bottom, so I still need to shake it a bit more. Now, I've never used this Tamiya's metallic blue yet, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes on. Right, so I'm just going to put a little bit in the colour cup. No, going to put some thinner in first, because again, the more thin coats, the better it'll be. About half a mil. That's all I've used. And I don't really measure. I just put it into what I think it's going to be about right. I don't really measure out exactly what I'm doing. Let's give this a bit of a mix. And I've learnt from experience not to do backwashes when you're mixing colours, because you sometimes can get the colour into the top end of the airbrush, which is what we don't want. So yeah, we go. That's looking good. Right, so let's give it a try on this piece here. We'll see what it's going to look like. Again, just lots of thin coats. Very thin coat to start off with. And again, don't forget those edges. I've just realised this is supposed to be a different colour. I'll leave that, I'll come back to that in a minute. That's supposed to be a different colour. Idiot. Alright, so we'll start off here on this one. Again, we're just doing a very light coat, light dusting of the colour. I'm hardly pulling back on the airbrush at all. We just want a dusting at first. And again, don't want to forget the edges. Right, that's not coming out as good. I think I need more thinner in there. So just bear with me. A bit more thinner. I think I put a bit too much paint in there and it's not coming out the way I like it. Let's do the edges now. Alright, let's see what this looks like now. Now going in with the next coat. No, it's still not coming out the way I want. Is it drying on the needle? Let's have a look, see. Something's not right here. I'll be right back, guys. Right, okay, I'm back. I think I've got it working now. So we're gonna give this another shot. There we go, that's a bit better. And again, as before, just thin coats. And don't forget those edges. And I'm hoping to get really nice effects with this colour. But it's still not spraying out as healthy as I would like it to be. Which is a bit of a shame. Let's try, I'm going to try and put it into a different needle, into a different airbrush, because it's really not coming out the way I want it to. So bear with me while I transfer needles over. Okay, let's see if this one works any better. Well, okay, that's better. Now this is normally my basing brush that I do for my primers and that. But I've got to make sure I don't pull it back too far with this, otherwise it's going to just saturate the part. But it's coming out a lot better now. Yeah, that's looking much better now. There we go. And there. Don't know if you can see that too well, but you can just about make out the pre-shade in there, which is what I wanted it to do. And now let's do this part. Again, just a fairly thin coat. Don't forget those edges. The reason you don't forget the edges because you don't know when or where they're going to show up in the kit, and you want to make sure you've got everything covered just to be on the safe side. Alright, so that's dry, so now I'll be able to go on to a slightly heavier coat. Oh, I forgot my extractor, hang on. Seeing all that dust floating out, and I forgot to put the extractor on. There you go. That's looking how I want it. Alright, now then. Let's put this paint back in its pots, because I'm not, as I say, I don't like wasting. It's only got a little bit of thinner in there, so it should be fine. And I'm just going to clean out the airbrushes, so I'll be right back once I've done that. Okay, right, just clean the airbrush now. I'm now going to put a little bit of thinner, because I'm only needing to do one part right now, because I'm not doing the other part just yet. For the Arctic Blue paint by Vallejo, and again, it needs a good old shake. I mean, yeah, these are supposedly already pre-thinned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drops ish. give or take a drop of 5. Right. Let's give it a bit of a mix up. So I've got everything in there. That was the actual original paint to this, even though it's supposed to be airbrush thinned, ready to go. It was quite thick. Yeah. Now this is going to be a nice contrast to the original colour. So now I've already got like a fairly thin coat, but as you can see it's a completely different colour, which is nice. Because I'm doing it a two-tone colour scheme, like on the main armour. Obviously need to do a two-tone colour scheme on here as well. Now problem is, because I've already got a slight coat of the other colour on this part, when I do the other one, the other foot, I'm going to have to do the same. Right, now that's done, I can go on with a slightly heavier coat. Again, don't forget those edges. And there. And that's that done. Now if we look at the colours side by side, there's the original blue and there's the Arctic blue. Again, it's because it's two-tone colour scheme, I want it to be slightly different. That's what's going to happen with all of these blue parts. So anyway, I'm going to let those dry and I'm going to carry on with the next colour, which is the white and the tan. Be right back. Hi guys, I'm back again, and this time we're going to be doing the white colour. Now there's only going to be 3 pieces that are going to be the white colour, the last 2 are going to be the tan. So again, actually I need to turn down there because I've got that really full when I was changing the colour, so I put it down to about 15 psi. Again, those edges, love the edges. You have to love the edges. If you don't love the edges, you're going to have parts that are not painted. So always go back, make sure you're doing your edges. I keep mentioning that, and there is a reason. There's nothing worse than putting your model kit together and then realising you haven't painted the edges. And they look completely different, and it's got the original plastic colour showing through, and you don't want to do that. Yes, I'm talking from experience. And now we're going to do a final dusting coat. You can put as many coats as you want. I only usually do about 2 or 3 coats of this, just because I'm nearly running out. Just because I like the pre-shade to show through. And there we go. There, right, now that's the white done. So I'll be back in a minute once I've cleaned the airbrush out, ready for the tan colour. Okay. Back again. Now we're going to do the tan colour next. Again, it's exactly the same principle. Light dustings first. And you're just gradually building up the colour. Right, now we're going to go with a slightly heavier blast of paint now. Just ever so slightly, so we don't want it to drown out the colour. And there we go, it's done. Simple as that. Couple of coats of light dusting on the model kit. Oh, stop it, Robin. Don't want to be doing things like that. You'll scare the viewers. Nah, they enjoy me singing. No, they don't. There's a word for people that talk to themselves. Usually means going in the nut farm. Right, so now we're going to do the slightly heavier dusting now. Cover the model. Not cover it, obviously. Oh, edges. Nearly forgot the edges there. You see that? Nearly forgot. And then we're done again. There. Right, so next up on the list that I'm going to be doing, you're obviously going to be finishing off the other side of the foot. And then I'm going to be painting putting on the gloss varnish, which is the future floor polish. To protect it. Obviously the metal parts are going to be completely gloss and stay gloss, so they're going to get extra layers of let me turn this varnish lights off now for a minute. There it is. So they're going to get the extra layer of future floor polish. The others, if after I put the decals on and everything like that. Oh, I just remembered, I've ordered, I'm painting this kit, and I've ordered the bloody metal parts to go with it. Ah, well, looks like I may just have to brush up some places with the brush. It's not too much of a problem. And the armour parts and everything is going to be, after the gloss coat, after the decals, it's going to be a satin finish. Just because I like satin finishes on my mobile suits, I don't really like them all fully glossy. Unless it's the inner frame parts, of course. So, anyway, let's have a look at some of these parts here. Closer look, see if we can get closer look here, so we can see what our work has done. There you go, you can see the pre-shade through nicely on that part. Let's have a look at one of these newly done tanned pieces. There, as you can see, it's looking good. And the alternate blue colour. Trouble is, I think I went a little bit too heavy in places, because you can just about make out the, like here, I can't make out the pre-shade, whereas on this side you can clearly see the pre-shade, so I'll have to be careful on that one. And let's look at this part here. This is the alternate blue, where you can see the pre-shade nicely. The other alternate blue, I should say. And there's the other side of the foot. It's looking pretty good in my opinion. Right, so anyway, this is RLC321 saying goodbye, and I hope you have a very good day. Take care now. Bye bye.